Hello, my wonderful spirit guides. Today we start our journey into Swifty September. Swiftember, you could call it that too. Swifty month, whatever. Basically, I am embarking on a journey of going through Taylor Swift's albums. I don't imagine I'll be able to get them all done in this month, of course, but I hope to get at least 4 done. We're starting with Red, then I think we'll go to Folklore, and then I think we'll go to Evermore, and then Midnight. That's just kind of what I'm thinking of doing. And of course, it doesn't mean that I'm never going to react to Taylor after this month. This is just to get me going, get me up there a little bit. And because, sometimes I can listen to an artist and then take ages before I listen to them again. So I kind of wanted to, I don't know, just narrow it down a little bit, All I hear about is Taylor Swift, what she's been up to, what her Eras tour. The fact that I know that her tour is called the Eras tour. You know what I mean? And she did 7 nights in LA, maybe more, I don't even know. But yeah, I just hear, and about what it's done for the economy and billions of dollars and all this, blah, blah, blah. But also all I hear about Swifties. I even had someone come over the other day who, it was a meeting thing. It wasn't a friend or anything. I didn't even know the person. And he was saying I got my daughter some Taylor Swift tickets. And I was just I'm hearing it from random ass people at this point. Funnily enough, I never got into Taylor Swift years ago when she first started popping up on the scene. In fact, I didn't really like her music then. I've changed a lot now. You know what I mean? So I could end up really liking these songs that I didn't like before or thought I wouldn't like or whatever. So I already didn't love her music. And then I got into a relationship and my boyfriend was obsessed with her. And she was just so opposite of me. She was blonde and country girl-esque, very sweet and dainty. And he would talk about how much he loves that style and all of that. And I was there a massive goth. So I was just oh God. And turns out he's not a great person. So obviously, when we broke up, if I even heard Taylor Swift, it would make me feel horrible and sick when because it made me think of him. But of course, I am long over that relationship now, and it doesn't even cross my mind anymore. But I thought it'd be funny to mention because I was trying to think why I never got into Taylor Swift the other day, and I was oh yeah. Oh yeah. But no, I'm totally over that now. And it's not exactly like Taylor would ever like him, so, haha. But anyway, let's get into it. I am doing the original track list, but they're all Taylor's version. Okay, and then I'll probably do a separate video with the bonus tracks and so on like that. But yeah, just so I can get through it today and not be oh my God, I am being totally tailored. If you'd like to see this completely uncut, please do head over to Patreon. It is literally my main source of income because most of my videos on YouTube are demonetized. I imagine this one will be extremely demonetized. Hopefully it doesn't get blocked. If you're watching it, it's not blocked, but yeah. Being a Patreon really does help. If you become a middle tier, you can request song requests. If you're a top tier, you could do album requests. And if you're a bottom tier, you can watch every uncut and all the other content that is on there that doesn't go to YouTube. Also, imagine if I do any music video reactions, live reactions of Taylor, it will all be on Patreon. I do feel horrible to put it behind a paywall, but it just really is a ball ache trying to edit everything for YouTube. Of course, if you can't become Patreon, don't worry, I'm still going to do all the albums and you're going to see all that. And if you can't financially help me at all, then please do comment, subscribe, share. I love reading your comments. I love connecting with you. Half the reason I don't like doing videos is because it feels so fun to read the comments and see what you think of all the work I put in and so on. So yeah, I love that. And yeah, do share it. Of course, not everyone's going to like this sort of content, but you never know who will. Someone on your friends list on whatever social media you have might go, you know what? I think I might like that. You just never know. I also have Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I post lots of random things over there, pictures, videos and updates and so on like that. Stuff that is just very me and more of my personal life and so on. Join the Discord. You can chat to like-minded people over there. I don't really hop in the Discord very much, I have to admit. even from the start when it was made, I thought, I don't know how much I'm going to be involved with this. I'm happy I've got one, but I'm not very involved in it just because I'm not great at like messaging, social media, stuff like that, if I'm honest. If I'm going to talk, I'll probably talk to you for a video. You can talk to each other, treat everyone with respect and whatever. There are mods and I will be told if anything horrible goes down. But I don't think any of you will do that, of course, my little sweetie angels. And yeah, last of all, I just want to show off the makeup look. I've had to put safety pins in this top just because I'm not as boobalicious as some, so it was all sagging out. Not the boobs, just skin. And bones. Well, there's nothing really bony about me either, but... Right, anyway. Sometimes I say something and I know, I'm like, that needs to be cut. That needs to be cut. And now that I've said that, I'm probably going to keep that bit in. But yeah, oh God. It's so horrible when I'm on in the flow, you know what I mean? And then like I say something awkward and I'm like, now I'm going to keep being awkward. Things are going to be hard because I've said one thing awkward. It becomes a domino effect. Oh my God. Right, I'm getting social anxiety with my freaking self. It's just me and the camera. Wow. I whenever I talk to camera though, I actually literally feel like you're all there and I'm just talking to you. I do. But anyway, yeah, the makeup look, very sparkly. Definitely went a bit crazy with the sparkles, but I kind of like it. It's almost like a crying glitter. You know what I mean? The only problem is it enhances the like kind of circles under my eyes. I don't know why I'm pointing it out. But it's not too much of a problem. I kind of like it. And I've got this little hair clasp that I absolutely adore. I got it from a charity shop ages ago, actually. Yeah, I've got this little outfit on. It's actually a little two-piece thing here. And it's shorts. Cheeky. It's funny that I've put the shorts on because obviously you can't even see the lower half of me. I was thinking like I actually kind of wanted to do some of the videos standing up because I haven't really stretched my legs in a while, but then I couldn't find a way to do it. So I just resorted to sitting on my ass like usual. But anyway, let's get into it. First one was called State of Grace. This is exciting. This is the one to mark the journey, you know what I mean? This is number one, first impressions. I have actually heard Taylor songs before, but not in like a way like this. Like when I do reactions, I proper go in. So yeah, obviously I've not heard this though. Right, State of Grace, let's go. Stop the rambling, get on with it. Taylor's version, State of Grace, let's go. Oh. Okay. Sounds really pretty. I love that. Oh. I did not think that it would start with like a, you know, kind of like an indie rock sound. Production. Really pretty. had no idea that her voice was actually this good. I like that. Was really cool. I'm like just kind of like I'm like surprised a little bit. I really wasn't expecting that, especially as the first song. But I have to tell you, I don't think I was expecting anything, you know? I wasn't really expecting much because I know that Taylor's done so many different things now, like the pop stuff, country stuff, folky stuff, but I guess I didn't expect like a rockier sound. I think that's it really. But and her voice, like I know she's not a terrible singer or a bad singer at all. I've never thought that, but like her voice actually has like a little tone to it that is so, oh, I don't know, it's just so nice. I don't know how to even explain that. Never. It's very at the forefront. Never. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. I can't do it quite like her because obviously my voice isn't like hers at all. But it has like that real, like, it's like a hard onset where it's like, it's not like a, never. No, it's like, never. Oh. It's very like a hard onset, which is impressive because then she's also got like, she could really push her voice into like a belting kind of range or a mixed range. But then she can also do like the soft voice really with a lot of power behind it, like the never. She could do that, but it sounds like very strong. Doesn't feel fragile at all. It feels like it's almost like her vocals are in actual solid blocks. Like imagine like rectangles. And this is so funny. All the Swifties are going to be like, what? If you're new here, this is what I do. I talk about how I see music sometimes. But but yeah, they're like solid block, square, like rectangles. If it's breathier, then the rectangle in the middle will have a transparency. And if it's hard, it won't have any, it'll be opaque. So that was interesting. Really cute. Obviously, I want to look into the lyrics as well, because even when I'm listening to a song, I can't catch the story very easily. I have to look into the lyrics after to make sure I'm getting it right. You know what I mean? I loved it when she goes, oh, oh, oh. She does something like, oh, oh. It's not quite that, but it's like her voice has like a little bit of like not a rasp. It's not a rasp. It has like some, I don't know how to even explain that. I don't know. It's almost like it feels like a teenager. I don't know why. That's what it reminds me of. I guess how old was Taylor when she wrote this album? Well, it came out in 2012, and she's 33 now. So 10 years ago she would have been 22. Okay, nice. Jo, the only thing that was letting it down were these crappy headphones, I'm not gonna lie. But I could change them to this, but it's just not gonna work, is it, with my hair? And no. I'll be able to hear it in better quality when I'm editing. And when I say it's not great quality, it's not that it's terrible quality, it's just not great quality. So yeah, when it gets loud, it gets a little bit chaotic, if you know what I mean, in my ear drums. But yeah, anyway, State of Grace, let's look at the lyrics. She says, I'm walking fast through traffic lights, busy streets and busy lives, and all we know is touch and go. We are alone with our changing minds. We fall in love till it hurts or bleeds or fades in time. Okay, very simple actually, but really like thoughtful as well. You know, and walking fast through the traffic lights. That's interesting in general. Like, why am I? Oh, okay. It's almost like seeing just going back to the color red. It's like walking through like red flags. Maybe, you know, like a red light, traffic light, you know, walking fast through them. It's like she's falling in love quickly. Something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Busy streets and busy lives. So maybe it's like they are busy. They're busy all the time. If she is, I think she's talking about a specific person here. It just feels like it. All we know is touch and go. So it's almost like a relationship that like it's fragile for sure. We are alone with our changing minds. We fall in love till it hurts or bleeds or fades in time. That's interesting too. Like we are alone with our changing minds. Like, does it sound like a long distance relationship to you? I don't know, because it's like talk about busyness and not being able to see each other and being alone with your changing mind. You know, you can't, when you're together, you kind of flow together, but when you're on your own a lot, then like your mind has more time to change and go against the person you're meant to be with. I don't know, but that's interesting. I do like that. We fall in love till it hurts or bleeds. Hurting and bleeding kind of correlate. You know what I mean? They kind of go together, or fades in time. And yeah, or like it fizzles out. The relationship fizzles out. I'll click all that and see what is said. It says here, in an interview for Wonderland's magazine Outspoken issue, Swift said, relationships are like traffic lights, and I just have this theory that I can only exist in a relationship if it's a green light. And then she has another song that says took off faster than a green light. Gosh, what you're gonna know all these details, and just remember I am only just like getting into this now, so I don't know anything. Swift utilizes traffic lights to warn and label if the relationship you're getting in is good, bad, or mix of things. Okay. But she's saying here walking faster in the traffic lights as if it's like she's not even giving a crap about the red, green, or orange. She is just going through it. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. I just want to kind of go on my own thoughts as well, not look at every single line and what someone else has said about them. Even though I do find that really helpful when I don't understand something. And maybe I'm not understanding these lines, but I'm getting the gist, okay? And then she says, I never saw you coming, and I'll never be the same. So that's interesting. She's talking about, oh, you know, love, you go, it fades in or now, or, you know, it's touch and go, or it can hurt, or, you know, whatever. She's got this thing in her mind, red, orange, green, looking at it like that, you know, at men and whatever, being like, that's a red one, that's a green one, you know what I mean? And then this person comes along and she just never saw it coming. The traffic lights were not in sight. She just never saw it coming, and she'll never be the same again. She won't look at life the same again. That could be for a good reason or for a bad reason, of course. It says here in verse 2, you come around and the armour falls, pierce a room like a cannonball. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Like when you're here, the armour falls, all the defence mechanisms I put up have completely gone, and you pierce a room like a cannonball. That could also be good or bad. You're just so explosive. That's all I feel, you know, this explosion of you, and it could be amazing, but also it could, that stuff like that could end up getting quite bad. She says, now all we know is don't let go. We are alone, just you and me, up in your room, and our slates are clean. Just twin fires, signs for blue eyes. Okay, so they both have blue eyes and both fire signs. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the All Too Well song is about Jake Gyllenhaal, right? So is a lot of this album also about Jake Gyllenhaal? That one I'm going to click to make sure. Yeah, okay. This song is suspected to be about actor Jake Gyllenhaal, who, like Taylor, has blue eyes and is a Sagittarius, with a December birthday 6 days after Taylor's. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and those born under this sign are ambitious and passionate. Of course, one of my best friends is a Sagittarius, actually. Sagittariuses, though, they're very much they follow their heart, but their heart doesn't always stay in one place. Does that make sense? My friend, who's a Sagittarius, is a loyal friend forever, but I'm just saying, like, it's such a common thing with Sagittariuses that I've met, that if they can love something 1 minute, and then something else might come along and they'll be like, oh, I love that thing now, and kind of rush to it without any thoughts of what the collateral damage of leaving that first thing behind is. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're kind of very explorative, very adventurous as well. So that's interesting. And of course, fiery too. Do you know what I mean? Interesting. Actually, Taylor does kind of strike me as a Sagittarius. I don't know. But she says, I'm a Sagittarius, which means you know I'm blindly optimistic. I love to travel. I'm always up for an adventure, but also always want something new. That's what I said. Look at me, knowing my astrology. Yes. Taylor Ree is telling me that she is Adventurous. No, I fucked it. That wasn't even good in the first place. Anyway, Sagittarians are really independent and we like our space. We are drawn to love but battle the need for independence. Yes, girl. I get it. I do. Every Sagittarius I've met has been quite like that. Then she says, so you were never a saint and I loved in shades of wrong. Oh, that's cool. We learned to live with the pain, mosaic, broken hearts. Oh, that's a fucking good line. This love is brave and wild. Oh my god, what a selection of sexy lyrics. So you were never a saint and I loved in shades of wrong. Like she's saying, you weren't, an angel, you weren't a saint, and the way I loved wasn't right, probably because of like past relationships, maybe upbringings, or just being a typical girl, a young girl who doesn't, quite know what a respectful and strong relationship is yet. Do you know what I mean? Haven't we all been there, girl or guy? Anyway, we learn to live with the pain. Mosaic broken hearts. Oh, that's so beautiful because it's like a broken heart is obviously when depicted as like two halves that broken, it being really sad. But then she's saying mosaic it because like mosaics are broken pieces put together to look beautiful. And that is what she's doing, living with the pain, putting the pieces together and making it pretty. But really, it's a broken heart at the end of the day. This love is brave and wild. So it's a mixture of like, it's brave, I'm being courageous being in this, but it's also a little bit crazy. I don't quite know about its temperament. I don't know if it's safe. Then she says in the bridge, this is a state of grace. This is the worthwhile fight. Love is a ruthless game unless you play it good and right. There are the hands of fate. You're my Achilles heel. Oh, I love that. The hands and the heel. Nice. This is a golden age of something good and right and real. Wow. So she's literally being very like, it's beautiful, it's wild, it's ruthless, it's hard, but it's a state of grace. It's a worthwhile fight. It just feels like she wants to be in it, even though she knows it's dangerous. But it's dangerous, but she feels like it's right as well. It's like she's got lots of mixed emotions, basically. Wicked! Okay, first one down. Now we've got Red Taylor's version. Title track. Ladies and gents and non-binaries. Let's go.
Loving him is like driving a new Maserati down a dead-end street.
Damn.
Loving him is like trying to change your mind once you're already flying through the free fall.
Wow. Oh my god, I love that. This one's quite country. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Yes. Ooh. Beautiful. Oh, man. Okay, I think Number one, I'm going to change the headphones because it is not sounding good. Sometimes these headphones can be okay with some songs, like more pop songs, but like with the rock ones, it sounds disgustingly not great and I can't be dealing with it. So I am going to change the headphones around. Let's hope it doesn't screw everything up when I do it. Okay, right, hopefully this has bloody worked because I've changed the headphones around and my phone immediately is like,
Do you want to use your iPhone as a microphone?
and I'm like, no, I don't, and stop asking me. I don't know how to stop it asking me, but it keeps bloody doing it. It's annoying. But anyway, I've changed to these headphones now so I get better quality. Need to take this little beauty off though so that the headphones fit all right. Ow, ow, ow! Beautiful but dangerous. What? Okay, so lyrics of this one, loads of similes and metaphors and stuff like that. Love that though. It really paints a picture, doesn't it? It's cute as well. There's something quite cute about it. I don't know why. I just find it like adorable. It reminds me of school a little bit with like when you learn similes and metaphors and like adjectives and all these things. And I remember I loved English in school. I loved learning English. I loved it when we got to write poems or short stories and so on. Creative writing. And this reminded me of it just so like blatantly. It's crazy because first of all, she says, loving him is like driving a new Maserati down a dead end street. Obviously, a Maserati is a fast car. You want open roads to be able to go and go and go. But no, it's a dead end street. So it's absolutely pointless. Faster than the wind, passionate as sin, ending so suddenly. And also that too, if a Maserati is going full pelt down a dead end street, it could end in a crash. And that would be an ending. And maybe the relationship ended in a crash, right? Loving him is like trying to change your mind once you're already flying through the free fall. I loved that line so much, and it also gives you a feeling of like pain. It's kind of painful to think about, isn't it? You're falling and then you suddenly change your mind. That's like a scary place to be. The way she wrote that and the way it makes you feel really makes you understand how she felt about this person and how it was a little bit scary at times. Like the colours in autumn so bright just before they lose it all. Yeah. Oh God, it's so sad actually. And then the chorus, losing him was like a blue like I'd never known. I can't even remember what it goes like now. But yeah, losing him was like a blue I'd never known. Missing him was dark grey, all alone. Like this bit is what reminded me of school, like describing it as colours. I loved that. Forgetting him was like trying to know somebody you've never met. Really clever, really like interesting thoughts she has. Deep, actually. One of those things where it's almost philosophical. I don't know why I imagined it as Alan Watts being like, forgetting someone is like trying to know somebody you never met. And then she says, but loving him was red. Loving him was red, baby. And the thing is, that's interesting because number one, my favourite colour is red. My second favourite colour is teal. And then my third favourite colour is pink. And my fourth favourite colour is purple. But my number one is red, right? I love red so much. And I think it resembles so much. It resembles life. It resembles love. It resembles anger. It resembles passion. You know what I mean? There's just so much that red ties around to. And I feel like red is my colour. You know what I mean? It's a colour that I kind of resonate with the most. So it's interesting that she's saying loving him is red because of all the things I mentioned. Passion, anger, life, love, it's such a mixture of emotions, big emotions. So yeah, I really love that. Also, did she re-record it then? So did she re-record her vocals for each song? Something I'm just curious about, let me know. And do you know what's funny? I actually always like, I also associate colours with not just music. I know I'd always talk about the music thing, but I feel colours as well. So as in like a sense of touch. Touching different fabrics have different colours, if that makes sense, or shapes. And it's the same with star signs, months, and so on like that. And I always look at Sagittarius as such a red colour. I know it's a fire sign, but I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the S sound because September is very red to me as well. Very red, like September, that month, red. Sagittarius, red. So maybe it's an S. I've never thought about that, But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I thought it was interesting. Touching him was like realising all you ever wanted was right there in front of you. Memorizing him was as easy as knowing all the words of your old favourite song. Remembering him comes in flashbacks and echoes. Tell myself it's time now, gotta let go. But moving on from him is impossible. When I still see it all in my head, I'm in burning red, burning, it was red. Ah, gosh. It is super sad. Wasn't she like 22 and he was like 35 or something like that, or 21 or 20, or 20 and he was like 35. I know there was a big age gap, which I am not all about. I've always quite liked Jake Gyllenhaal and his movies and stuff like that. And like when I've seen him as a person on interviews, I've always found him very charismatic and whatever. But that I don't know. It makes me change my mind quite a fair bit, I have to admit. Just, I know it's very Hollywood and it was years ago now, but it's still not fucking right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she was illegal, but she was so young. And he was like way more famous, I'm pretty sure, at the time. So, yeah, there is something about that. And this love that she's probably feeling is definitely that young love feeling you get, but also probably like because he was older, because he was so famous, because he was charismatic and all these things, like that's how it happens. And these people end up not being always so great. Obviously, I'm not saying that he's done anything wrong thus far in the album. It doesn't seem like he's done anything actually wrong. It just seems like it was a passionate relationship. But I don't love the age gaps being that large, if I'm honest, with someone that young, like Taylor being that young. Just personally not into it. I know it can work, but for some people, and I don't like to be judgmental, but I just think about what that really means sometimes, and I don't know, it makes me really uncomfortable. But anyway, let's move on. This will sound so much better now I've got these headphones as well. Got to have the old faithfuls, don't you? Can't be messing around. Just go stick to what you know and what's good, you know? My hair looks so old-fashioned like this. Kind of feel like I'm in the 1920s or something. Okay, anyway. This one's called Treacherous. Let's go. Oh, sounds so much better now I've got these headphones on.
Put your lips close to mine, as long as they don't touch.
Sorry, I have to pause, but the clarity now I've got these headphones on, I'm so sorry, but like her voice is coming through like so, oh, it's just clear. Oh my god, she sounds beautiful.
Out of focus, eye to eye, till the gravity's too much. And I'll do anything you say, if you say it with your hands. I'd be smart to walk away, but you're quicksand, quicksand. This love is treacherous, the reckless.
I hate to pause. I don't usually pause nowadays, but like sometimes you have to. The way she does that, instead of being like, this slope is treacherous, very like pushing, she's like, this slope is treacherous, this path is reckless. It's very rather than or it's all contained. Someone's fucking drilling. I feel like someone is drilling all the time, the whole time I've fucking lived here, and I don't get it. What are you drilling? What are you doing? Lobotomizing people up there? You know what? While you're at it, fucking check me in. I'd like a lobotomy. Because I'm fed up of hearing that sound. Misophonia, that's one thing. But hearing fucking construction, it goes through me and makes me turn red. But anyway, yeah. Her vocals are very like, oh. She's very much containing the power she actually has. And it sounds lovely. You can feel the pull of it, and I love it. It's like she's trying to not push it out, and maybe she will at the end.
This love is treacherous, this path is reckless, and I like it.
Hard onset again. Rather than hi. Sorry, getting all nerdy about the vocals.
I hear the sound of my own voice
another good way of knowing when she's not really letting it all out, you know, pushing, is because when she says reckless, it's not reckless. This path is reckless. It's very, this path is reckless.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Fuck off, Siri, you fucker. Why does everything hate me? Hey, Siri? Fuck off.
I won't respond to that.
Hey, Siri. Bye.
So long.
So bitchy. So fed up with technology. Right, anyway. Instead of being like, reckless, she's like, reckless. So you can't really hear the k sound very much. It's more of a k. And it's same with slope. Slope. Rather than slope. You know? That's a very good way of telling how she's not pushing.
Slope is treacherous.
I love it!
Two headlights shine through the sleepless night, and I will get you along. Yeah, but nothing safe is worth the drive, and I would follow you home. This hope is treacherous. This daydream is dangerous. Two headlights shine through the sleepless night, and I will follow you home. I'll follow you home. I'll follow you. Follow you, yeah. It's treacherous. I like it.
Oh, pretty. Pretty. Okay, it feels like, again, she's talking about how it's like a dangerous love once again, and she's saying she likes it, you know? She's been like, it's kind of wonderful. It's kind of bloody wonderful. Put your clips. Lucky I said clips and not something else. I said it again. Put your lips close to mine as long as they don't touch. Out of focus, eye to eye, till the gravity's too much. And I'll do anything you say if you say it with your hands, and I'd be smart to walk away, but you're quicksand. So it's like, put your lips close to mine as long as they don't touch. It's like, just be close to me, but don't be too close to me, sort of thing. Out of focus, eye to eye, like they are really that close where it's out of focus till the gravity's too much. It's like that almost sexual or intimate, you know what I mean? Like teasing, being like so close, so close, so close. So she's to the point that whatever he does, she will do. But she has to say it but if he says it with his hands, because like that could be a sensual, intimate thing, you know what I mean? Like stroking her body or whatever. And she said, and I'd be smart to walk away, but you're quicksand. It feels like she just falls through him. She can't walk away, and of course, if you're in quicksand, you get sucked in, and she's completely sucked in with him. Then this slope is treacherous. This path is reckless, and the slope is treacherous, and I like it. Again, it talk about the danger, right? It's reckless, treacherous, dangerous, but I bloody love it. I can't decide if it's a choice getting swept away. I hear the sound of my own voice asking you to stay. All we are is skin and bone, trained to get along, forever going with the flow, but you're friction. It's so interesting. You know, it should be easy. We're meant to like love each other. We're skin and bone and trained to get along. We're meant to be there, you know, in love. But when I'm asking you to stay, maybe he doesn't always stay, and you know, he is forever going with the flow is what it should feel, but he's friction. He causes friction in the relationship, sort of thing, maybe. And even when she says, I hear the sound of my own voice asking you to stay, it sounds interesting because like she is like viewing herself from an outside perspective and being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm asking him to stay when he's about to leave. Those words are leaving my mouth. I'm meant to be cooler than this. I'm meant to be like, yeah, see you soon, yeah, whatever. But she can hear herself being like, please stay. Like she's so swept up with this guy. Yeah, that's hard. You know, that's really tough, especially because I'm someone who has BPD, right? So abandonment issues all around everywhere. So that feeling of when I was in like a past relationship, of when they would leave, and it was always like a very narcissistic leaving. It wasn't like a leaving just to go to work or leaving for this. It was like a I'm going for a few days. I need some time to myself to you know, play video games and all that, which is totally fine. But it was the way it was done. It was very much like a, because you aren't enough. You know, I've had enough of you. I needed a bit more of this. And in times where I needed them. You know what I mean? So it was very like hard. It really triggered my abandonment stuff there for sure. But even this in general, like when you're so in love with someone, you want to spend so much time with them, and when they have to go, it is sad. But it sounds like he would go. He would kind of just go and come and go when he wanted, in a weird way. He was creating friction, making it difficult. Something like that. I don't know. Two headlights shine through the sleepless night, and I will get you alone. Your name has echoed through my mind, and I just think you should know that nothing safe is worth the drive, and I would follow you home. I'd follow you home. Oh my gosh, that's crazy to think about, isn't it? Like, that love she has is so powerful, and she knows this is crazy, but she's saying nothing safe is worth the drive, you know? I will go through it all the craziness, just so that we can be together and love each other. But obviously, there's something about it that feels like, I don't know, maybe I'm being crazy, but at this point, it feels like it's not completely reciprocated. Like, she's saying, I would do this, I would do that, I would follow you home, I'll do this, I would. But she's not saying you would do it for me too. You know, it feels like she's trying to convince him that she's there for him, but really it's like a projection, and she would love him to feel that way about her. Obviously, that is all speculation, but I don't know, it kind of feels like that. So Swift explained the bridge of this song on a Red track by track YouTube video. She said, it's got this big bridge at the end of it that kind of sounds like a second chorus. It's got all these vocals in the background, and it says, nothing safe is worth the drive. And to me, that says so much about this album, because I really do feel that. Even if something really hurt you, it made you feel something. It was worth it. Yeah. But yeah, no, really good. Now we've got I Knew You Were Trouble. I know this one, actually. I think my sister actually told me it was on this album, and I was like, oh yay, I like this one. So I'm quite excited. I don't think I've ever sat and listened to it in headphones before, actually, so that'll be fun. Let's go.
Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights. You found me, and I guess I like that. And when I felt hard, you took a step back without me. And he's long gone. Realize the blame is on me. 'Cause I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Trouble. No apologies. He'll never see you cry.
I feel like this song, when it came out, I loved it, and I was like, oh my god, I love a Taylor song. And there was one other one. Sorry, what's the other one? It's the other one that was like, we are never, ever, ever. Okay, when she came out with those two, I was like, wait, do I like Taylor Swift? And then she came out with other ones like Shake It Off in like later albums, and I really hated Shake It Off. So I was like, no, no, not a fan. Obviously, I need to hear Shake It Off again to see what I actually think nowadays. But at the time, I was like, no.
One sec. Red came out before I got together with my ex. Shake It Off came out during. So that also explains why I was put off by her at that point. Because remember what I said at the start, my ex was freakishly obsessed with her.
But no, this one I really liked. I remember really liking it. I remember my cousin saying to me, like, have you heard Taylor's song, like new song at the time? I Knew You Were Trouble. I feel like you'll really like it. And I did really like it. She was so right about it. Yeah, I feel like I remember this one a lot more than I thought I did as well. Maybe I did put it on now and then. I feel like I mainly saw it on music channels, and I'd watch music channels a lot around this time. And I heard it because I was in a music college, so people would play it. Yeah, but anyway.
And I heard you moved on from whispers on the street. A new notch in your belt is all I'll ever be. He was long loved me or her or anyone. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. So shame on me now, help me till you put me down. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Now I'm lying on the cold hard ground. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Trouble when you walked in. Trouble, trouble, trouble. 'Cause I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
It's such a bop, and I feel like obviously the other songs on this album have had like a indie country rock sound a little bit, and then this one is just like straight up got that like real pop mainstream sound, but also it's such a shift in what she is feeling, right, about this guy Jake Gyllenhaal. I imagine before she's like, I love the danger, I love this guy, oh my god, it's amazing, and now it seems a little bit more like she's saying,
Oh my god, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Oh, and now look where I am because of it.
she is angry a little bit, and she's just like, oh, almost like pissed off, basically. Not to the point where it's like pure anger. It's more like because it's kind of cute as well. It's got a brightness to it, which is interesting. So it doesn't feel like her full rage. It just feels like
Oh, should have known. Should have bloody known.
you know what I mean? And it feels like one for the girls, who have been where she's been. I am going to go for the lyrics, actually. Once upon a time, a few mistakes ago, I was in your sights, you got me all alone. You found me, you found me, you found me. Interesting that she says once upon a time a few mistakes ago. Like she's made plenty of other mistakes since then, sort of thing. I don't know, that's interesting. I was in your sights, you got me alone. So already it almost sounds like, it sounds awful, but it does kind of sound predatory, doesn't it? Predatory. Okay, it seems a little bit like, oh, you got me all alone. I don't know. But then she says, you found me. I guess you didn't care, and I guess I liked that. And when I fell hard, you took a step back without me. Yeah, this goes straight to what I was saying in the last song about how he is someone that would probably leave, come back, someone that's kind of like not all in. And she's saying here, literally, when I fell hard, when I fully fell for you, you took a step back. Visually, you can imagine like a trust fall, like in a theatre where you like, you fall backwards and you get caught, but you can imagine her doing a trust fall and him just completely not getting her. It's just such strong imagery with so simplistic but strong. And then she says, and he's long gone when he's next to me, and I realise the blame is on me. Because I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me. It's so painful, actually, to hear that. Like, obviously it's such a bop and you're going to sing along and whatever, but, like, that's so sad to, like, that she really blames herself. That's such a victim sort of situation to be in. Like, victims often blame themselves. And I'm not saying he's done anything ultimately horrible, but, like, in this relationship, she definitely felt like she was very much into him and he wasn't as into her, or he love bombed her, basically, and then, kind of took a step back. But saying, I knew you were trouble when you walked in, so shame on me, it's like so sad, because it's like, it's such a common thing that people go through, and she was so young, so just stop. And like, anyone can end up in that, and it's not always in your control who you fall for. So yeah, it's not shame on you, darling. It's not. And I'm sure she knows that now. Flew me to places I'd never been till you put me down. I knew a trouble when you walked in. Yeah, okay, all that. Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground. Yeah, just like she was up in these heights, flying up in the air on cloud fucking 9, only to be then plummeted to the cold, hard ground, screaming, "Ow! Ow! Trouble, trouble, trouble." Yeah, I feel you, girl. I've been there in a relationship. The guy who loved Taylor Swift. Well, this is, all the things she's saying about this relationship reminds me of the relationship I had with that guy. Totally. So it's just like, whoa, crazy to think about. Then she says, no apologies. He'll never see you cry. Pretends he doesn't know that he's the reason why you're drowning. And I heard you moved on from whispers on the street, and you notching your belt is all I'll ever be. Oh God, why have I never really like soaked in the lyrics before? But that's so sad. She feels so discarded, you know what I mean? She just feels like another notch in her belt. That's just so like minimal. It's so nothing, isn't it? And just like another score for him. Oh God, Joan, that's so sad. And who's to say that he actually thinks this way? I don't know, but she certainly felt he felt this way, and that's enough, isn't it? That's enough. He was long gone when he met me, and I realised the joke is on me. God, I didn't realise how actually deeply sad that is. And then in the bridge, and the saddest fear comes creeping in, that you never loved me or her or anyone or anything. He is someone who is incapable of love, she feels. Like, you never actually loved, did you? Not me, not anyone. You just don't have love in your heart. You just want to hurt. Oh, it's so sad. Jesus Christ. Jesus. But yeah, anyway, moving on. We've now got All Too Well, Taylor's version. It is the 5-minute version. I have actually heard this before when I was doing one of my patron request videos, my song request videos. If you'd like to join and make your own song request, please do. Because I've already heard the 5-minute version, I might just go straight to the 10-minute version right now and listen to all of that, so that would be really new for me. I do apologise. I could obviously put the reaction of the 5-minute version in this video, but I don't know, I want to keep with the flow, and I just want to do the 10-minute version and, you know, see how it goes. Okay, 10-minute version, and of course this was not on the original track listing, but that's okay. Yeah, also, yeah, sorry, I was just messaging my daughter's dad because it was her first day at school, secondary school today, high school. So yeah, very exciting. I want to know about it. So there might be a pause in the video, not for you, but for me, just so that I can have a little chat with her. Yeah, what was I about to do? Oh yeah, listen to All Too Well 10-minute version. What? I don't know, my brain went blank then. Right, let's go. And I haven't listened to this song since I reacted the first time, because I knew somewhere down the line I'd be listening to Taylor. And yeah, don't want to ruin it by listening to the song over and over again.
I walked to the door with you. The air was cold, but something about it felt like home somehow. And I left my scarf there at your sister's house.
The infamous scarf. Even I know about the scarf.
Oh, your sweet disposition and my wide-eyed gaze. We're singing in the car, getting lost upstate. And I know it's long gone and that magic's not here no more. And I might be okay, but I'm not fine at all. There we are again on that little town street. You almost ran the red 'cause you were looking over at me. I was there, I remember it all too well. Your cheeks were turning red. You used to be a little kid with glasses in a twin-sized bed. You told me about your past, thinking your future was me. And you were tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy. And I was thinking on the drive down, anytime now, he's gonna say it's love. You never called it what it was. After 3 months in the grave, and then you wondered where it went to as I reached for you. But all I felt was shame, and you held my lifeless frame.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
And I know, and I forget about you long enough to forget why I needed to. Here we are again in the middle of the night. We're dancing around the kitchen in the refrigerator light. I remember it all too well.
I'm trying not to cry if I'm Yeah, that is not fair.
A never needy, ever lovely jewel whose shine reflects on you. Like we've been in a party bathroom, some actress asking me what happened. You, that's what happened. You charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes, sipping coffee like you're on a late.
There's that charisma I was talking about.
Watched me watch the front door all night, willing you to come. And he said it's supposed to be fun, turning 21.
This is so sad. I really don't want any tears to come out my eyes, though. I'm literally sucking them in.
Time won't fly, it's like I'm paralyzed.
I know
by
I've literally. Sorry, I just want to say, like, I know I have heard this song on a live before, not a live stream, just a song request one. And I felt it emotionally then, but this time round, I'm really reading it, and with the other songs that I've already played, it really is building it up. And now that I really know it's about Jake Gyllenhaal, and I can picture it, and I know that he didn't go to her 21st birthday, yeah, and like obviously just she was so young, you know. And he was a lot older and really hurt her. Yeah, it's just sad.
My old self again, but I'm still trying to find it after
She's just written it so well.
Now you mail back my things and I walk home alone, but you keep my old scarf from that very first week, 'cause it reminds you of innocence and it smells like me. You can't get rid of it, 'cause you remember it all too well. Back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known, it was rare, I was there all too well. And I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. I'm a soldier who's returning half her weight. And did the twin flame bruise paint you blue? 'Cause in this city's barren cold, I still remember the first fall of snow and how it glistened as it fell.
Beautiful, beautiful. Her vocal.
Remember it all too well. Just between us did the love affair maim you all too well. Just between us, I remember it all too well. Secret prayer, I was there, down the stairs, I was there.
Oh, it's so sad. Oh, honestly, people say you can't cry without tears, but if you're willing, you can. Because I was 100% crying, but I was sucking those tears up. I can't even explain it. Hopefully that heavy makeup kind of like kept them in, but I was like trying not to like let it all out. Ah, God. Only because I don't want to ruin the makeup look and be a mess, you know what I mean? Alrighty, let's look through the lyrics. I'm not going to go through every lyric, I'm just going to go through, like, pick out some and so on, because I was following it very, very well. The way she told the story through the song was just so perfect. I felt every part of it, as you could probably tell. Yeah, it's interesting that she talks about the scarf in the very first verse, doesn't she? I left the scarf at your sister's house and you still got it in your drawer even now. It's also quite a sharp difference. Okay, I knew you were trouble one, she's saying you did not give a crap about me at all. But in this one, there is a little semblance of feeling that he has, because he had her scarf and kept it. But as we go further in the song, it's because it reminded him of innocence, you know, and it smelt like her, like it reminded him of the first week, the first blossoming bit, but not the long haul. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't down for the long haul, but that little bit of sweetness and innocence is what he was going for. And that kind of makes it a little bit sickly. I don't know, something about that feels really just not right. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. When she says you almost ran the red light because you were looking over at me, wind in my hair, I was there, I remember it all too well. That, just in general, like the imagery of that feels so, oh god, it's gonna set me off. But it's so loving, you know, just like, oh my gosh, like almost crashing the car because he's just lovingly looking at her. And then just the way she does say that, I was there. I remember it all too well. You can look at it in lots of ways, but if you look at it in a way of this guy being maybe slightly narcissistic, right? And she's saying, you can't gaslight me or make me think it was anything different than what it was. I was there and I remember it all too well. It's almost like she's trying to fight against gaslighting. I'm not saying it's exactly that, but it feels like that a little bit. And she's saying, I remember it all too well. That's not exactly a nice thing. Like good she remembers it so she can narrate the story as it was, as it is. But also, it's not nice to remember things like that because it can be really hurtful. And then, yeah, verse 3, she talks about how, you know, him being a little kid in a twin-sized bed and mothers telling stories and about the past and, you know, all these cute things and all these types of people who hurt people were all children they were all children once, innocent and sweet, you know, but then they can go on to do awful things as adults. You taught me about your past thinking your future was me. That bit was just like, oh, you know what I mean? And you're tossing me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy, keychain on the ground, we were always skipping town. Like, it felt so right, you know? All these cute little kid pictures, his mum's very loving, and like he was feeling like his future was her, and like, you know, tossing her the keys, fuck the patriarchy, because obviously women can drive now. You know what I mean? And like keychain on the ground, but always skipping town. And I was thinking on the drive down, anytime now he's gonna say it's love. But you never called it what it was till we were dead and gone and buried. And that's also a thing that's so common. You could be with someone and you could feel the love, but they are so guarded and don't want to call it love. And then when you're gone, they suddenly are like, oh my god, no, I love you. What have I lost? I can't believe what I've lost. And it's like, well, that's your own bloody fault, isn't it? And that bit really broke me too. He's going to say it's love, but you never called it what it was till we were dead, gone and buried. Check the pulse and come back swearing it's the same after 3 months in the grave. And then you wondered where it went to as I reached for you, but all I felt was shame and you held my lifeless frame. Oh, don't. It's so sad. The lifeless frame, I can't do that. She was like almost like numb at that point as well. Filled with shame, but just like, you know, she knew he was trouble. Remember that? It's like she's feeling all that, like, what have I gotten myself into? Oh, oh, I love that. And I know it's long gone and there was nothing else I could do, and I forget about you long enough to forget why I needed to. I mean, that's a good thing. Time has passed and time is one of the best healers. But then she says, because then we are there again in the middle of the night. We're dancing. Okay, yeah, no, it makes more sense that way, doesn't it? It's like you have a break. You know, you break up from someone like, oh my god, they're an arsehole, and then you start to heal, start to feel better. And then you do start to forget all the bad things as they come sneaking in with all their love bombing again. Oh, I know that and remember that all too well. Oh, I tell you that, I remember that all too well. That love bombing. Oh my god, the amount that happened with me in that relationship that I've been going on about. Like, I would try and be so strong and not be with him and just be like goodbye, and I would be strong, I'd be getting on with things, and then suddenly he's there trying to like get his way back in, doing everything in his power to do it, and I would fall for it every time. But obviously didn't fall for it forever, so, and neither did Taylor, so that's great. Because there we are again in the middle of the night, we're dancing around the kitchen in refrigerator light. I don't know why. Why does that make me so emotional? I think it's because it's so visceral. You know, she's really describing it, and you can picture it, and you can just picture like, you could just picture like pure happiness and euphoria, even though, because that's how these people make you feel, like top of the world, you know? And then, yeah. And there we are again, when nobody had to know. You kept me like a secret, but I kept you like an oath. So crazy to think about. Like, a secret is one thing, but an oath is really someone else. That is stronger than anything, right? Also, a secret can feel really like cheeky and fun, whereas oath feels very serious, very, you know, it's serious, and it kind of resembles them both, doesn't it? Like, he was more like, oh, whatever, whereas she was very serious about him. Sacred pair, and we'd swear to remember it all too well. And that bit as well, we swore that we would remember this moment whenever we, it's always like whenever we fought, whenever we got upset with each other, we would remember why we love each other. Fucking hell. And then it says, well, maybe we got lost in translation. She's so good at this songwriting. She really is. That's why she is as big as she is. Maybe I asked for too much, but maybe this thing was a masterpiece till you tore it all up, running scared. I was there, I remember it all too well, and you caught me up again just to break me like a promise. I love that line, and I think I remember the first time I reacted to it, and I remembered that line so well because I just loved it. So casually cruel in the name of being honest. Oh, yeah. Sometimes honesty, like, that, I think it's amazing to be authentic and honest about how you feel, but you don't have to say everything you think or be casually cruel. That's such a good way of saying it. A crumpled up piece of paper lying there because I remember it all too well. And this bit, you said if we had been closer in age, maybe it would have been fine. And that made me want to die. Well, yeah, I just think that's so unfair. And that's what I said when I was reacting. I'm like, you are the one who is responsible for this. You were the older person in this relationship. And now you are the one saying, oh, maybe if we were closer in age. But you started this. You are the one that pursued Taylor. And now you're saying, like, oh, if we were closer in age, maybe it would have been fine. It's like, it's like putting salt in the wound. I don't know. Something that he should take responsibility for, he is not. And it really, I don't know, that really rubs me the wrong way. And it made her want to die, of course. The idea you had of me, who was she? That as well. I know that all too well as well. That thing of like how people can have an idea of you, but it's not who you are. And like people fall in love with the idea of you. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. A never needy, ever lovely jewel whose shine reflects on you, not weeping in a party bathroom. Some actress asking me what happened. Asking me what happened. You. That's what happened. You. You who charmed my dad with self-effacing jokes, sipping coffee, the elder charisma and all that. And then the dad that you charmed is the same dad who watched me stare at the door, hoping that you would come in. I'm so emotional about this. Hoping you would come in. It's like a betrayal to the family. You know what I mean? It's not just a betrayal on her. It's a betrayal to the family. It was supposed to be fun turning 21.
I just wanted to add something my sister told me today. Our stepdad always moans about my sister playing Taylor Swift, but when he heard All Too Well he was driving and my sister didn't even think he was paying attention to the song. But when this part came up he said, he didn't even go to her 21st birthday, the twat.
When she says, I'd like to be my old self again, but I'm still trying to find it. That's hard as well, because like, normally, when you're going through things, you can't wait to be a better version of yourself, or you're looking forward to better days. But when you are in a place where you wish you could be your old self, I find that to be one of the most saddest places to be. I say that because I've experienced that. I am experiencing that. I'm kind of coming out of it now, which is amazing. And I don't want to speak too soon because in another week it could all change. But like, that feeling of wanting to be the person you were before is so much more painful than hoping to be something in the future. Does that make sense? Because it's like, yeah, I can't really like describe the mechanisms of why. I just know it hurts a lot more. And then you mail back my things and I walk home alone, but you keep my old scarf from that very first week because it reminds you of innocence and smells like me. Sorry, that fucking drilling. You can't get rid of me because you remember it all too well. Yeah, she's saying you remember it too, don't you? You remember what it was like, and don't pretend you don't. It reminds you of innocence and smells like me is just interesting, isn't it? Like, because when you think of an older person going for someone for the sake of innocence, it feels very wrong, doesn't it? But then you think about why he wanted that innocence. What is it about him, a grown man, that craves that innocence? Does he feel corrupt? Does he feel like he hasn't had a lot of innocence? I mean, number one, he's been an actor for a very long time, from a young age. Does he feel like he lost a lot of his innocence from a young age and now he craves it in like the women he seeks, which is not a good thing, by the way. It's just a reason, not an excuse. But also it kind of shows that she's having a little bit of compassion for him, and she's being open-minded and not being like, oh, he doesn't care at all. It's like she's also saying, I know that you did have some feelings for me. It may not have been the feelings that I wanted you to have for me, but there was something there, and I know you felt it. And she has to believe that too, because actually that'll keep her strong. And also, it's probably true, she can't clog her mind up with just negative thoughts and it all being one sided. That will break a person. So she's probably had to like breathe in and like kind of train herself to think he did feel something at least. And moments like that, with the scarf not being sent back, probably actually felt a little bit cleansing for her. Maybe it felt like, okay, it's not all bad. You know what I mean? And like, do we know if he kept the scarf or do we not? Do we even know? Maybe he didn't, but maybe this is a story she tells herself to make herself feel better. I don't know. Because there we are again, when I loved you so, back before you lost the one real thing you've ever known. It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. Wind in my hair, you were there. Yeah, down the stairs, you were there. All of that. And then it gets this bit, and I was never good at telling jokes, but the punchline goes, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. And that is such a dig, isn't it? And it's very much like new in these last few years. This is how we've, as a society, have started to get there with this, being like age gap relationships when you're in your early 20s and so on is kind of weird, right? So that is interesting. It's such a dig. I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. That's a hidden problem. I've met many men in my life who have gone for people that are this one particular age, and it's usually because they have a trauma around that age with someone, and then they're trying to constantly fix that trauma. Similarly, how the other side does that too, like how we constantly go for bad guys or girls or theys or thems. We constantly sometimes fall into a trap of being with someone that you're trying to fix. But the men who go for someone younger, it's like they're trying to fix something that happened years ago. You know what I mean? They're trying to fix their past, but you can't do that. You know what I mean? And it ends up being ruined again and again and again. It's interesting, but that's how I see it. It's only because I've known people very, very well, and who have gone through situations where they're constantly going out with a person that's like the same age, and it wasn't fixing them at all. It was just becoming more and more of a problem, and more people were getting hurt. So yeah, that's why I say that. That is something that he needs to work on, but some people can't be asked. Some people don't care to work on those things, which is sad. And when you don't care to work on those things, that's when you kind of become a villain.
Another theory is, Jake was an actor from a young age. He was also a heartthrob, like Leonardo DiCaprio, who was an actor from a young age as well and also dates younger women. Even Johnny Depp with Amber Heard. When they were younger, that was their heyday, being so adored, so it must be terrifying getting older and not feeling as desirable. But come on, get a grip and embrace your age. It seems that certain men get very trapped in a certain place in time and think they are still 21.
Moving on though, God, this is going to be such a long reaction. That's why I feel like I can only do 4 albums this month, because like I know the editing process for this is going to be a little bit grueling at times, but it's okay because I'm actually loving the music, I'm loving the song, so it's not going to be too like hard to do, you know what I mean? Now we've got, I can't believe like we're only just so not even far into this at all. How many, like, let me look at the original track list quickly. How many songs in are we? God. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So much to go through. This is going to be like the longest video ever.
But we did
Have you heard All Too Well Taylor's version? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The 10-minute version.
Yeah.
Oh,
I live with this fella.
yeah, but I cried. I was crying.
All too.
Yeah, honestly, Monique, it was like actually painful. Have you read the lyrics, Wells?
Yeah.
Did you think it was sad?
Yes. Are you doing all the Taylor stuff?
Yeah. I'm only 6 songs in and I think I've been recording for nearly 2 hours.
Oh my god. That's the Taylor magic.
I know, that is the
Anyway,
Taylor
I
magic.
need to go.
Oh god, yeah, we wondering. I love you lots. Right. Yeah, anyway, let's do this. 22. Just about as I was about to start, my daughter came in. Right, ready?
It feels like a perfect night to dress up like hipsters and make fun of our exes. Yeah, we're happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. It's miserable and magical. Oh yeah, it's time. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Everything will be alright if you keep me next to you. Everything will be alright if we just keep dancing like we're 22. It seems like one of those nights. This place is too crowded, too many cool kids. It seems like one of those nights.
That was me years ago. Who's Taylor Swift anyway? Oh.
Yeah, we're happy, free, confused, and lonely in the best way. It's miserable and magical. It's time. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. You don't know about me, but I'll bet you want to. Everything will be alright. We just keep dancing like we're 22.
I love that. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, cute. So, yeah, my sister was saying to me on the phone, I said to her, do you know anything about the Red album? Do you know anything? And she was like, well, I know that 22 was written because of the fact that her 22, like 22nd birthday was almost like her 21st birthday because her 21st birthday was ruined, right? So this sounds super fun, like really happy. Like she's going out with the girls, she's like, you know what I mean, it's just like she's really feeling a lot better. She made up for her 21st, absolutely. Also so funny, I was saying to my sister, oh, 22, and I went, oh, I don't know about you, I'm feeling 22, and I was like, oh, I hate that song, it sounds rubbish. That's what I said to her. I literally said that to her, and I went, but wait a minute, I've never actually listened to it properly, so I need to give it a chance. Now that I've listened to it, I'm like, it's not fucking rubbish at all. And that, you know, when it goes, oh, who's Taylor anyway? I was like, that's so funny. That was me being a fucking hater. You know what I mean? Because actually, it sounded great. It was so fun, and I'm so grateful for it coming after All Too Well as well. It's like a little bit of a lift me up. And you're like, oh, thank God she's okay. Like, it fits perfectly. It's a great song. And also, I love the verse bits. Ding, ba-da, ba-ding, ding, ba. You know, like very, the clarity of it is beautiful. It's interesting that she's saying, you know, you look like bad news. I gotta have you, gotta have you. This is like maybe like a year later. having a great birthday, and it's not serious. She's not saying like bad news, gotta have you and we're gonna be together, but it's more like a playful, oh, you look like bad news, I gotta have you. And sometimes when you do come out of horrible relationships, you do, you know, you're single and ready to mingle, ready to just mess around and have fun, you know. So it's kind of cute that she can go for someone who's a little bit bad news, but it won't mean anything, unlike the Jake Gyllenhaal relationship, of course. So yeah, that's cute. I love that. Right, next we have I Almost Do.
I bet this time of night you're still up. I bet you're tired from a long, hard week.
Oh, so pretty, her voice.
Looking out at the city, and I bet
Oh, she sounds so
sometimes
good.
you wonder about me. And I just wanna tell you, it takes everything in me not to call you. And I hope you know that every time I don't, I almost do.
Every time I don't, I almost
I
do.
almost do.
Damn. Yes, girl. Give me those melodies.
'Cause each time you reach out, there's no reply. I bet it never ever occurred to you that I
that.
can't.
Sorry, I have to mention it now, otherwise I'll forget. Never ever sounds like we are never ever ever getting back together. You know, it sounded like that.
Bet it never ever
That's
occurred to
really
you
cool.
that I can't say hello to you and risk another goodbye. It takes everything in me not to call
I love this.
And I hope you know that every time I don't, I almost do, I almost do. Oh, we made quite a mess, babe. It's probably better off this way. In my dreams, you're touching my face.
Her voice there, the way it breaks. Sorry, I have
In
to.
my dreams, you're touching my
Oh.
face and asking me if I'd wanna try again with you. And I almost do. And I just
Damn, this relationship really got her good.
I almost
That
do.
guitar.
I almost do.
All the high strings and the guitar.
I bet this time of night you're
Full
still
circle.
up, looking out at the city, and I hope sometimes you wonder about me.
Oh, sometimes you hope one, sometimes you wonder about me. So I'm assuming that one might also be about Jake. I don't want to like assume all the time. But yeah, very, very normal feeling to have, to miss them, even if they've hurt you so much. That love, that the way that feels, that heartbreak can really linger. And what hurts the most is when those relationships end, is the feeling of rejection. You know, if you felt like they still wanted you when it had broken up, you wouldn't feel so bad. You actually wouldn't. It's that feeling of rejection for sure, that feeling of not being wanted, and that's why you want it more, because you want to make them feel the way that you feel. Yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. But I am going to move on. We now have got We Are Never Getting Back Together. Oh, I love that. So, oh my God, the fucking track listing is fantastic. So in this one, she's like, and I wish I could run to you, and I hope you know that every time I don't, I almost do. And then we got Never Getting Back Together, and she's like, no, full stop. We are never getting back together. It's such a, oh my God, this is such a good breakup album. It's so on point. There's no messing about. It's exactly what it's like, with details that make it more personal for her. Anyway, let's do it.
I remember when we broke up the first time. We hadn't seen each other in a month. When you said you needed space. What? Then you come around again and say, baby, I miss you and I swear I'm gonna change. Trust me, I hate you. We break up, you call me, I love you. I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. Like, ever.
Oh.
I'm really gonna
Timing fun, come on!
with some indie record that's much cooler than mine.
That's funny.
This time, I'm telling you, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. But we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together. Yeah.
Such a fart!
I used to think that we
Oh, I love that drowned bass sound.
I used to say never say never.
So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you. And I'm like, this is exhausting, you know? Like, we are never getting back together. Like, ever.
No, we are never.
What a queen!
You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me. Call me up again last night and we are never, ever, ever, ever getting back together.
Oh my god, it's such a bop. I think I like that one more than I Knew You Were Trouble. You know, just thinking about those were the two songs that I really did like by Taylor Swift back in the day. Yeah, I love that one though. It's so quirky and cute. Like, it is adorable. And the music video is great for it. Like, I've not seen it in a while, the music video. I really want to react to all the music videos on Patreon. And I think I will actually do that this month. I've said that about other videos before, but because it's Taylor month, I think I'm really going to stick to that. And hopefully no bloody problems get in the way, like usual, that makes things difficult for me to follow through on my promises. Honestly. But anyway, that one, so good, so cute, so like girly as well, and very much like, oh my god. I wonder what he thought. I mean, I suppose you've all thought about this yourselves, but like imagining Jake Gyllenhaal or whoever else she sings about, like listening to these songs and being like, that's about me. That is about me. I love it. It's so cool. And she does get away with it. And so she should. It's her story to tell. I was trying to freaking set up everything so I could stand up and everything was just falling, collapsing. My microphone fell off the desk. All my ring lights were falling behind my mirror. My phone was falling down. Everything was going wrong. It was infuriating. So I am back to being sat down once again. It's just annoying because my coccyx hurts. My coccyx hurts. But it's okay. I'm sat in a different position. You can't... I look the exact same. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, moving on. We've now got Stay, Stay, Stay. Okay, this is quite a sweet little sound. Very bright.
I'm pretty sure we almost broke up last night. I threw my phone across the room at you.
At you.
At you. Stay.
I love that melody.
This morning I said we should talk about it. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet and said, okay, let's talk. And I said, stay, stay, stay. I've been loving you for quite some time. But I think that it's best if we both stay. Before you, I'd only dated self-indulgent my fears, my hopes and dreams. I just like hanging out with you for my whole life. Stay, and I'll be loving you for quite some time.
Oh my god, this one is adorable. I didn't think I was gonna like it at first, but I'm actually loving it.
Stay, 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 stay. I've been loving you for quite some time, time. You think that it's funny when I'm mad, mad, mad. It's best if we both stay. It's so fun.
It is so fun. I always say that as well, don't I? In my videos, I'm like, that's so fun. That's like one of my things I do. I go, oh my god, fun. But yeah, so it's cute hearing her say that. Oh, that makes me happy too, that she's like, oh, that's so fun to sing. Oh, I love that. I want to know who that's about. Feels like it's about someone after Jake Gyllenhaal. Do you know what I mean? It feels a little bit like someone who is actually healing that relationship, you know, going back to someone who is similar. Instead, this time she's getting mad and this person isn't walking away. This person is staying, and it's such a stark difference to what the past relationship was like. Oh, it actually says here, lyrically, this song finds Swift imagining on what and how would be if she were in a great, stable and healthy relationship. Once she finds him, she will be wishing him to stay, as she has waited for true love all her life. Okay, that's interesting. So maybe it is more of a hypothetical relationship. She has also said, the song Stay, Stay, Stay is a song that I wrote based on what I've seen of real relationships, where it's not perfect. There are moments where you're just so sick of that person, you get into a stupid fight, and it's still worth it to stay in it, because there's something about it that you can't live without. In the bridge, it says, I'd like to hang out with you for my whole life. And I think that's probably the key to finding the one, is you want to hang out with them forever. Yeah, like her idea of love is, it's not unrealistic at all. It's a love she has seen, but it's being in love with your best friend. Someone that you can hang out with and enjoy each other's company. And it's not this explosive thing all the time. It's just a very, very close, it's family, you know? Oh, yeah, totally. Oh, what a cute song. Beautiful. I was wondering, like, has she found that? But no, it's something that she would like to find from this point. I don't know if she's with anyone now. I don't know anything. But yeah, that is cute. All right, now we've got The Last Time. I feel like this one's going to be a sad one.
I find myself at your door.
Who's this
just
man?
like all those times before.
I was like, who's this man? Okay, it's Gary Lightbody from Snow Patrol. Oh no, it is going to be a sad one then. Bloody Snow Patrol. That's going to be really making me sad.
I'm not sure how I got there. All roads, they lead me here. I imagine you are home. Open your eyes into mine, and everything feels better.
And right before your eyes,
Oh gosh.
no reasons why, just you and me.
This is the last time I'm asking you that. Put my name at the top of your list. You break my heart in the blink of an eye.
You find yourself at my door, and just like all those times before, you wear your best apology, but I was there to watch you leave.
I love the softness of her voice here.
And right before your eyes, just you and me. Put my name at the top of your list. This is the last time I'm asking you why. You break my heart in the blink of an eye. This is the last time you tell me I've got it wrong.
This is the last time I say it's been you all along. This is the last time I won't hurt you anymore. Oh,
yeah, I didn't actually love that one. You know, if I'm being completely honest, it was a little repetitive, and I like crescendos and when like things build. Dun, dun, dun. I do actually really like that in songs, but it just wasn't doing it for me in this one. It's meant to have this a big emotional epic kind of feeling, and I just didn't get it. I just didn't feel it. Voices absolutely stunning. The words are actually really good, but it's not a standout amongst the rest of the tracks that we've heard already. It's definitely like a filler for me. I don't know. Maybe it's the last time I'll be listening to that. That was harsh. I just wanted to make a joke, obviously, make a little pun. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know if it's your favourite song. I do apologise. It doesn't mean it's a bad song. It just means I didn't feel it. You know, we're all different. But yeah, let's just move on. Holy Ground. Let's go.
I was reminiscing just the other day while having coffee all alone, and Lord, it took me away. Took off faster than a green light go. Yeah, you skipped the conversation when you already know. I left a note on the door with a joke we'd made, and that was the first day. Never looking down was holy ground.
I love that drum.
Spinning like a girl in a brand new dress. We had this big wide city all to ourselves. We plucked the noise with the sound of I Need You. And for the first time I had something to lose. But sometimes I wonder how you think about it now. And I see your face in every crowd. 'Cause darling, it was good. Right there where we stood was holy ground.
This one feels like an album filler, but a really good one. Like one that I really like.
Tonight I'm gonna dance for all that we've been through.
I just love that drum. It really stamps through it, you know, stomps through the track.
Like you were in this room, but I don't wanna dance if I'm not dancing with you. It was good, and right there where we stood was holy ground. Tonight I'm gonna dance for all that we've been through if I'm not dancing with you.
Cute, yeah. Like I said, I don't know why it had album filler feeling to me. It just did. Still really fun, really nice. One that I feel like will slowly creep up on me, and I will like not be able to stop singing, and I'll be like, you know what I mean? I will start putting it on more and more and love it. You know what I mean? It's one of those. I'm gonna make a cup of tea in a minute though, because I'm starting to fizzle out, I think is the thing. Starting to get a bit tired. Obviously, I've been sat here for quite a while. My back hurts. I'm tired, hungry, and you know I can't really think when it's like that. But I do want to look into the lyrics of this one before I go into all that. I was reminiscing just the other day while having coffee all alone, and Lord, it took me away. Back to a first glance feeling on New York time. Back when you fit my poems like a perfect rhyme. Oh, beautiful. Took off faster than a green light go. And talk about those traffic lights again. Yeah, you skipped the conversation when you already know. I left a note on the door with a joke we'd made, and that was the first day. So it feels very personal, very much he is telling a story. It just feels like it was a romance that took off quite quickly as well, you know? Took off faster than a green light go, you know what I mean? And most of those types of relationships do. And I love that. And darling, it was good never looking down. And right there where we stood was holy ground. So it was good. You know, she's saying it was amazing moments, never looking down, you know, being up in the air on cloud nine, never looking down at that cold, hard floor that she'd be lying on later on. You don't think about the end when you are getting into something like that. When you get into something like that, it's a love that you believe no one else has felt. Like that Romeo and Juliet romance, like very much like our love beats all love. It's so powerful. So it feels so amazing. And then she says, spinning like a girl in a brand new dress. I love that imagery because it can mean so much. You can imagine him like spinning her round in this very adorable, romantic like way, like a girl in a brand new dress, because like that giddy feeling. I don't know if you like shopping, if you like getting clothes and you put on new clothes, it feels really fun. Sometimes you do feel giddy. You feel very like, yay, this looks so good, you know? Such a nice feeling. And it's very innocent and sweet. But then again, it could mean like her head spinning like a girl in a brand new dress. Like she's getting carried away, like with like the butterflies of it all. She said, we had this big wide city all to ourselves. We blocked the noise with sounds of I Need You. That is interesting because like there's a song called I Need You, right, by Leonard Skinner, right, and it's one of my favorite songs by Leonard Skinner. It literally is like, ooh baby, I love you, what more can I say, oh baby, I need you, I miss you more every day, like that. And it's just really, and the music with it is just really beautiful. So I wonder if she's saying that as in the song, or we block the noise with the sound of I need you, like they're saying it to each other, like I need you in my life. I don't know, maybe it'd be interesting if it was the song. It's in quotation marks, so it could just be saying I need you as in talking, or it could be that, I don't know. I mean, I doubt it's the song she's talking about, but like it would be interesting if it was, especially because like that was the song that like I showed my ex-partner, and it became our love song. So I just thought that was so fucking weird to read that. I was like, oh, that's odd. For the first time, I had something to lose, and I guess we fell apart in the usual way, and the story's got dust on every page, but sometimes I wonder how you think about it now, and I see your face in every crowd. Oh God, that happens so much. You know, whether it be from someone you loved or from trauma, you do see the faces of people from your past in crowds when they have made such a significant impact on your life. In the bridge, she says, tonight I'm going to dance for all that we've been through, but I don't want to dance if I'm not dancing with you. Tonight I'm going to dance like you were in this room, but I don't want to dance if I'm not dancing with you. Kind of really sad, actually. Oh. Says here, lyrically, this song finds Swift looking back on a past relationship that didn't last and received the best ending, but realising, even if it was short-lived, it was good for the memories and learnings they have shared. This song's subject is speculated to be Joe Jonas, since the hidden message for the track was when you came to the show in SD, which occurring was during Swift's Speak Now tour, and Joe Jonas was spotted watching Swift perform in San Diego. Oh, so maybe it is about Joe Jonas, this one. Oh, she really has been in love quite a lot. She's someone who wears her heart on her sleeve and falls for people. I think I've only ever been in love like twice. I think 2 times. All the other bits were just crushes and weird stuff. Manipulation. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to quickly make a cup of tea, have a couple snacks, and I'll be back. Okay, I am back, and I feel a little bit more rejuvenated now. We still got quite a few songs to get through. I've been recording for so long. This video is going to be very long. But now we've got 5 songs left, and this one is called Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. Let's go. That's really pretty.
Long handwritten notes deep in your pocket.
Oh my god, I love her low tones.
Words, how little they mean when you're a little too late. Stood right by the tracks, your face in a locket. We had a beautiful magic love there. What a sad, beautiful, tragic love affair.
Wow, this one is dreamy.
In dreams, I meet you in warm conversation, and time is taking its sweet time erasing you. And you've got your demons, and darling, they all look like me. We had a beautiful magic love there. Distance, timing, breakdown, fighting, silence. The train runs off its tracks. Did you just try to listen? Hang up, give up, and for the life of us, we can't get back. A beautiful magic love there. Beautiful, tragic, beautiful, tragic, beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
We had
This one is stunning. I love this stripped back feeling. So intimate.
we had a beautiful magic.
Those backing vocals are so haunting. So delicate though. Oh, interesting. Because obviously when you think of All Too Well, that is incredibly sad. Had me fucking crying. And this one has more of the energy of a sad song. You know, how low key it is and how like she's using a deeper range of her voice. It feels very intimate, very personal, very introverted. It's an introverted version of All Too Well in a way, musically. Because it's still so emotional. Wow, yeah, again, like just that song is literally just talking about whether it be the same relationship or a relationship, another relationship, but yeah, just it being a beautiful, tragic love affair and it, you know, carrying on similar themes of where we've been going with it all. This person wasn't great, their love wasn't great, but at the same time, she still misses it, you know? Oh, Taylor has said this. Sad, beautiful, tragic is really close to my heart. I remember it was after a show and I was on the bus thinking about this relationship that ended months and months before. The feeling wasn't sadness and anger or those things anymore. It was wistful loss. And that makes so much sense to the sound. That's why it's so introverted. It's not like this big, huge, explosive emotion. It's just like this kind of sorrow. And so I just got my guitar and I hit on the fact that I was thinking in terms of rhyming. I rhymed magic with tragic, changed a few things and ended it with a sad, beautiful, tragic love affair. I wanted to tell the story in terms of a cloudy recollection of what went wrong. It's kind of the murky grey, looking back on something you can't change or get back. Taylor. That feeling is so unique as well. It is just, like I said, it's not explosive. It's a very strange, it's like a melancholy feeling. But it's not too strong. It's just like it feels like you want to go, what a shame. What a shame. But hey, that's life. Okay, now we've got the lucky one.
New to town with a made-up name in the angel city, chasing fortune and fame.
I love that.
Camera flashes make it look like a dream.
I love the melodies.
So overnight, you look like a 60s queen. Another name goes up in lights, and they'll tell you now you're the lucky one. Yeah, they'll tell you now you're the lucky one. Now it's big black cars and Riviera views, and your lover in the foyer doesn't even know you, and your secrets end up splashed on the news front page. 'Cause you don't feel pretty, you just feel used, and all the young things line up to take your place.
I wonder who this is about, or if it's just a hypothetical person.
Yeah, they'll tell you now you're the lucky one. Oh, oh. It was a few years later I showed up here, and they still tell the legend of how you disappeared, how you took the money and your dignity and got the hell out.
Awesome.
Chose the rose garden
took a song, and actually I did want to mention, I nearly paused to mention it, but I was like, no, I'm going to try and remember it. Last night on Netflix, I watched a film called Last Night in Soho. It was so good. It's a horror film, but it's really like whimsical and fantastical. Do you know what I mean? Like quite arty as well. The fashion in it is so good. Beautiful actresses. Yeah, just so good, that film. I loved it. Let me know if you've seen it because it's so good. But yeah, when she said about the 60s, you know, looking like a 60s queen, it reminded me of that show because there's like a lot of 60s moments in that film. Sorry, not show. Obviously, it sounds like it talking about someone who made it big, and they were saying, but then she got away and like led a more relaxed life, that not in the city lights, you know what I mean? And then Taylor kind of took her place and is starting to realize why this woman who was so famous took herself away from the fame. Taylor is realizing the fame can be so hard, and she actually feels like this woman was so lucky for getting away from it. You know what I mean? I hope I've explained that okay. Let's go to the About section. This song tells the story of a star who had lots of achievements and disappointments in her life since she suffered a wide exposure of her secrets to the public. Oh yeah, because about the lover and all that, yeah. After these episodes, this star decided to live a more peaceful life, which one wouldn't be on the spotlight. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like Taylor's understanding how that feels now. I don't think it's about a particular person, it's more of a storytelling situation. It's a hypothetical sort of thing, but like obviously Taylor is so famous, so there's a lot of truth to it because stars have been exploited, female stars especially have been exploited, and then like Taylor's now feeling that, you know, she's realizing, yeah, I get that. I really get that. And I used to see that and not understand it and be like, yeah, but you're famous. It's amazing. But now she's experienced it. She sees it a little differently. We now have Everything Has Changed with Ed Sheeran.
We good to go?
Good to go?
All I knew this morning when I woke is I know something now I didn't before.
Why does this remind me of like really early Avril Lavigne?
Screen eyes and freckles and your smile in the back of my mind, making me feel like I just wanna know you better know.
I love
you
that.
You better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. 'Cause all I know is we said hello, and your eyes are looking like coming home. All I know is a simple name. Everything has changed.
Ooh.
Since yesterday, yes, everything has changed.
That's so cute. I like this.
No, my walls stood tall, painted blue. But I'll take them down, and open up the door for you.
Beautiful kind, making up the last time, taking flight, making me feel like I just wanna know you better know, you better know. It's everything has changed. Come back and tell me why I'm feeling like I've missed you all this time.
I love the way that kick really kicks.
I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you, know you, know you. All I know is we said hello. Everything has changed. All I know is he held the door. All I know is we said hello. So dust off your highest hopes. All I know is pouring rain. It's everything has changed.
Oh, that's cute. You know what? I didn't think I would like it just because I'm not a huge Ed Sheeran fan. My cousin loves him, my best mate loves him, and there's nothing wrong with him. It's just I've never, you know, really fell in love with his songs. So when I saw Ed Sheeran was on the track, I was like, oh, here we go, we'll see. But actually, it was really pleasant, really sweet. I love like the simplicity of it. I love the kick drum sound. Really cool. I'm not going to go into it though. I want to go into Starlight now.
I said, oh my, what a marvelous tune. It was the best night, never would forget how we moved.
I like this already.
Like we're made of starlight.
Oh, it's building.
Like we're made of starlight. I'm with Bobby on the
Oh.
boardwalk, summer of 45.
Oh, that's cool.
We were 17 and crazy.
I got
running
chills.
wild, wild.
Why is this song giving me
Can't remember
chills?
one night we snuck into a yacht club party, pretending to be a duchess and a prince. And I said, oh my, what a marvelous tune. It was the best.
There's the
night,
release.
never would forget how we moved. Dancing, dancing, like we're made of starlight, starlight. Like we're made of starlight, starlight. He said, look at you, worrying too much about things you can't change. Singing the blues if you keep thinking that way. Don't you dream impossible things. Like, oh my, what a marvelous tune. It was the best night, never would forget how we moved. The whole place was dressed to the nines, and we were dancing, dancing, like we're made of starlight, starlight. Ooh, ooh, dancing with me. Have 10 kids and teach them how to dream.
Cute. I wonder who this is about. Is it another made-up person or?
Oh my, what a marvelous tune. The whole place was dressed to the nines, and we were dancing, dancing, like we're made of starlight, 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 starlight. Like we're made of starlight, starlight. Like we dream impossible dreams. Don't you see the starlight, starlight things?
Oh, that's so cute. That's such a sweet little one to be before the last song. Like the sound really fit the album, but like the lyrical contents, not so much, but in like a cute way. It was like a breather, you know? It was quite nice to have that. Ah! Right, I need to see what might be said about it. Okay, good. Explaining the song, Taylor said, Starlight is a song I wrote actually after seeing a picture of Ethel and Bobby Kennedy when they were 17. Oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. I saw this picture and I didn't know anything about like what they were doing or what was going on in the picture, but I just thought they looked like they were having the best night. And so I wrote a song about what the night might have been like, and I ended up meeting Ethel and going and playing it for her, and she just loved it. It was such a fun moment when she was just in love with the song and so happy about it. And it's just this adorable picture that to me is it just like brought forth all these potentials for how that night could have been. Oh, that's so cute. Ah, oh, it's like a tribute to like a photograph, basically, and and two people in that photograph. But wow, oh, and here's the picture. Oh my god, that's cute. And there's little doggies in the picture. My own being. Right, she also says, I get a lot of style inspiration from the 60s, so I'll go and look at black and white pictures and look at photos from the 50s and 60s, and I came across this picture of these two kids dancing at a dance. It immediately made me think of like how much fun they must have had that night. It was back in the late 40s. I ended up reading underneath that it was Ethel Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, and they were like 17. So I just kind of wrote that song from that place, not really knowing how they met or anything like that. And then her daughter Rory ended up coming to a show a couple of weeks later, and I told her about the song, and she was like, you have to meet my mum. She would love to meet you. So is kind of what that song was about. Oh, I love that. So wholesome. Taylor, what a sweetheart. like a sweetheart, but she really does have a sweetheart. All right, last song now of this whole saga, this video, and I'll do the bonus ones in a separate one this week. But yeah, this one's called Begin Again. Interesting. Begin Again. Kind of like, you know, a lot of the songs have been about a breakup and whatever. And now it's to the point where she's just like, right, it's time to begin again. New chapter in the book. Okay, let's go.
Took a deep breath in the mirror. He didn't like it when I wore high heels, but I do.
Yeah, good. Who gives a shit what he likes?
I walked in expecting you'd be late, but you got here early and you stand and wave. I walked to you. You pull my chair out and help me in, and you don't know how nice that is, but I do. And you throw your head back laughing like a little kid.
Oh.
I think it's strange that you think I'm funny, 'cause he never did.
Oh.
This is break and burn and end.
Oh my god.
But on a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again.
Don't get me upset on the last song.
We tell stories and you don't know why. I'm coming off a little shy, but I do.
Oh my gosh.
Little kid, I think it's strange that you think I'm funny, 'cause he never did.
Well, he was wrong.
Thinking all love ever does is break and burn and end in a cafe. I watched it begin again.
Wow.
We walked down the block to my car, and I almost brought him up, but you start to talk about the movies that your family watches every single Christmas, and I wanna talk about that. And for the first time, what's past is past. 'Cause you throw your head back laughing like a little kid. And I've been spending the last 8 months thinking all love ever does is break and burn and end. I watched it begin again. On a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I watched it begin again. Oh, don't do this. Oh, okay. Number one, before we go into that song, I want to say State of Grace, Red, Treacherous. So good. All I knew you were trouble. All too well. 22. I almost do. We're never getting back together. Stay, stay, stay. The last time. I just want to say, like, such a good album. There were a few ones that were like fillers, and then like a couple of those fillers were really good, and some just were like pretty, but maybe not quite exactly my speed. You know, well, really, it was only one, wasn't it, that I was a bit like, I don't know. I don't think I loved the Snow Patrol one. Yeah, I'm not sure if I love that one too much, but most of the other ones I really liked, but no, most of them I loved, and there was a few that I liked, but like, oh my god, that one I loved. The Begin Again one I really loved. It was just so, oh my god, oh my god, it's like cathartic. I want to know who it's about as well. Begin Again, Taylor's version, sees Taylor singing about the hope of falling in love again after a hard breakup and previous romantic mistakes. The song uses Taylor's signature storytelling style and a pop country sound marked with fiddles and mandolins. Taylor told Good Morning America, "It's about when you've gotten through a really bad relationship and you finally dust yourself off and go on that first date after a horrible breakup and the vulnerability that goes along with it all." Oh god, yeah, the vulnerability. Many assume that the song was inspired by Connor Kennedy, Taylor's ex-boyfriend, and by the relationship they shared. Okay, so maybe it is about him. It could be any date, and it's like, it is interesting how you've been in a bad relationship and you get in a different relationship, and like, you know how the lyrics are like, oh, he finds me funny, when he never did. Like her last boyfriend obviously never did, and it really like shocks you. Some things really surprise you when you've been in such a horrible relationship and you get into like a nice one. It really, you are constantly being surprised. It can be a little bit scary, but so warm, such a warm feeling, as well as being a little bit terrifying. Oh my God, bless her heart. And obviously this came out in 2012. This was like 11 years ago. That's insane to think about. And I can't wait to see how far she's come, and like, you know, all her later stuff. I can't wait to just keep going down the line, you know what I mean? Obviously I'm not doing everything in chronological order, but everyone was saying it doesn't really matter too much. Oh my God. Okay, this album was crazy. Like, super emotional. Her songwriting is fantastic. It feels like you're her friend. Also, there was something I thought of the other day. There was something I was thinking about late at night after a smoke. I was thinking of, oh, that was it. It feels like Taylor is writing her diary, and I've said this about other artists before, but it's I don't know, just let me say it. She was quite young when she started this, right? And it feels like she's been writing her diary over the years through songs, and we are there having an insight to this like sweet good girl's life. You know, there's just this girl, there's her life, and as she goes through trials and tribulations, heartbreak and so on, her mind and what she thinks, her little diary, and we're all there to read it. And I think that's why people feel so close to her. They feel like they can relate to her, or they're like, Swifties are so like, you know, passionate about Taylor because they feel like her friend. And I know of course it is parasocial, but I'm just saying like she really brings you into her world, that it does feel like you are just sitting and hanging out with her, and you can resonate with her and empathize with her. And I think that's just so powerful. It's special, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, I am going to end this now because I've been recording for a billion years. But I really do hope you enjoyed this video, and please do become a patron if you can, and like, comment, share, subscribe, all those lovely things. Follow me on Instagram, blah blah blah, you know the deal. Links in the description below, and I shall see you next time. Bye.